They were everywhere in Seattle yesterday. They were loud, and just like it. I watched first-time head coaches on Sunday coach really good games. I watched Mike McDaniels beat Bill Belichick with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback. I watched Sean Dable beat the number one seed in the AFC from last year with Daniel Jones at quarterback. I watched who's my other first-time head coach that I watched win?
Matt Eberflus.
Matt Eberflus beat the mighty Niners in a slush pool with Justin Fields, a second-year guy quarterback. And then your guy goes out there with the return of his veteran Super Bowl champion quarterback, and they look like they didn't know what they were doing. Now, I don't know if they weren't prepared for the noise. They had a communication problem. Yeah, they moved the ball and they fumbled twice to the goal line. By the way, those count. And the first fumble, he fumbled. He wasn't getting in. He was fumbling. That was just a desperation fumble, because he was stopped. The second fumble was a fumble. Now, I love the way they use. Well, actually, I hate the way they used Javonte Williams in the offense because I was playing against him in a PPR league and he beat me by 1.5 and it pissed me off. But I think it was genius the way it's an extension of the running game with him. I think they found a weapon and they used him really well. And I think they figured it out defensively in the second half. But they weren't ready. Like, Geno Smith came out and looked like, I don't know, a really, really good quarterback in the first half. Geno Smith managed the game. Geno Smith looked like a veteran quarterback. Rashad Penny ran the ball. There were guys open. DK Metcalf was terrific. And to your point, as much crap as Pete Carroll gets, Pete Carroll outcoached that rookie coach insanely last night. There's no way Seattle should beat that team last night. There's in that game with that emotion, there's no way. And then you get down to the moment. Then you get down to it, and you've got Russ, who's the magician. You got him for these moments. And here's Russ, and he's going to lead a drive. And if you want to settle for a field goal at 45 yards, 50 yards, I might even listen to you. But you settle for a 64-yard field goal on the road in the thick Seattle air? No, I know Jeff. Oh, when he made his 65-yarder, it was on the road in L.A. Or Vegas or wherever it was. Yeah, okay. And so you're going to plan on him duplicating that instead of what do you think are better odds? And I don't know that these are odds anywhere. McManus hitting a 64-yard field goal that's been done twice in the history of the NFL, or Russell Wilson converting on 4th and 5. What's better odds?
Somehow the field goal is like 30% versus 29% for the 4th and 5.
How is that 64-yard field goal 30%? Because it's been made 3 out of 10 times, or 2 out of 8
Yeah,
times.
maybe if they were in Denver.
Well, but he made a 65-yarder on the road, so
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that he doesn't have the leg for it, and he had the leg on it. So you're telling me the 64-yard field goal chances are 30%?
That's crazy.
How can that even be? There's been 2 of them, so that means it's happened 2 out of 7 times?
No, the make percentage is not good.
Yeah. And so you're saying but the field goal make percentage is better than Russell Wilson getting 5 yards? I don't at that point I don't care what the analytics say. I know what common sense says. What does common sense tell you? Russell Wilson getting 5 yards?
That's win probability.
Yeah, there's
on
no
that
way.
play.
There's just no way that a 64-yard field goal is 30% probability.
No, not to make. So in that instance, Denver had a 30% chance of winning on the field goal attempt and a 29% chance of winning going for it. That's what we call a coin flip, boys and girls.
All right. First of all, was somebody feeding him win probability in his ear? In that instance? I don't know. What would you
Who
have done?
knows what
What would you have done?
go for it.
With a little urgency, right?
So McManus, that was his spot. He said 46-yard line left hash. I can make it from there.
Okay.
I say we still have we have about a minute left on this clock.
Yeah.
With some timeouts.
And Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson, a dude that we just gave $200 million to.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a few more yards for you, McManus, and then we'll kick that field goal.
Right? And I'm good. And you know what? I think he can make it once out of 5. And he didn't. And you lose the game. And with all due respect, I mean, Bronco fan, you should be sick to your stomach because you're a better team in Seattle and you lost. And
Just look at that.
the fact that they came out in those uniforms means they should lose anyway. Seattle. I mean, they should automatically forfeit. Just saying.
That first half by Geno Smith, tons of respect to Geno. Because it is easy to bag on Geno Smith. He's one of the quarterbacks that we laugh at. We say you can't compete with that dude. That first half was phenomenal.
Really good.
The second half is the roller coaster ride you're going to see. The rookie tackle showed up. He was throwing balls into the dirt. He was under pressure.
But he didn't make a big mistake.
He didn't make a mistake.
He didn't turn the ball over. Their turnover was on a fumble down the field.
And you're like, DK Metcalf's great, had 36 yards.
Yeah, but some of those catches, he's so good. He's just so good.
And so that's where, for the Broncos, you're looking at Hackett and you're looking at that offense.
Yeah.
Because that Seahawks defense was flying around for 4 quarters. And even with those 2 goal line fumbles,
Which they forced.
you still look around and say that's a 1-score game, even if you convert both of those. So you're not out of the woods completely. You're not blowing the doors off the Seahawks yet. And it's one that I look at the amount of times they had to run the screenplay to Devontae Williams, and that's a credit to Seattle because Denver
11
knew they
catches.
couldn't block him.
Yeah, 11 catches. If you had him in a PPR league, like you're stoked, which pissed me off last night, by the way. On the last drive, too. On the last drive. All right, so what's Denver? You got to be concerned a little bit, don't you, B?
Yeah, it's the all right. Which mindset are you going at it from? From the mindset of first game, you have Russell Wilson.
You're right there.
You can't get better. 2 goal line fumbles. You feel like they're bouncing back. Also, you look at it and just say, is that a one and done coach? There was nothing Nathaniel Hackett did in that game. Where I'm like, I believe in this head coach.
Well,
Because everyone's pointing to Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
Because it was Melvin Gordon this is who he is. He fumbles all the time. Well, let's put Javonte Williams in there.
Oh,
And then he
tough
goes
that
out there and fumbles because there was a miscommunication on the offensive line. And what are you doing at the goal line? Stop making things so difficult. Lining up in shotgun. And then Russell Wilson changing the play. Apparently it was a pass play that they audibled to a run. The offensive lineman, at that point in time, I think it was Glasgow who was in because their starting right guard, right tackle got hurt. He didn't hear the call. And so that's why he was pass blocking, runs into Javonte Williams, and then he puts the ball on the ground.
Yeah. You got a problem. You got a problem. I don't know if I'm ready to say one and done after one game yet, right? I don't know that I'm ready to go there yet. But I'm telling you, I'd be concerned. And I brought in Russell Wilson to win me games, not to set up a 64-yard field goal.
You know who's losing his mind watching that game? Was Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I flipped over to the main
The
broadcast.
entire
And
game.
Shannon Sharp.
Were they?
Yeah.
Just the management, the mismanagement of so many situations. And and that's one where I want to see an angry Russell Wilson. I don't need I trusted my head coach, we're unwavering, everything is fantastic. I need Russell Wilson to say, stop with this slow BS and us getting every playoff as the play clock is at double zeros. Let's go.
And let me cook. Other side, Seattle, look, way better than I thought. Way better than I thought with Geno Smith. Rashad Penny ran the ball. The receivers, they still have Lockett. They still have Metcalf. They utilize tight ends. Your leading receiver was Colby Parkinson. That's right, Colby Parkinson. And they're in first place. We're going to go to the phones and hear a Seattle fan. No Jerry Kill today. He had to push it back till tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have Jerry Kill at 7:15. UTEP's coach Dana Dimmel right after 8 o'clock. And then Sebastian at 8:30. So no guests today. It's all yours. Jerry Kill had to push it back today. So Aggie fan, you'll have to wait one day to hear from your head coach on their way to Wisconsin. 505-246-0610. That's the number to get in. That's also the text line. 505-246-0610. Emails. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com. JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. Follow him. It's a great follow. You can watch the show. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. That's on Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state and on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. When we get back, more thoughts on this. There were some positives for the Broncos. Although it's hard to get a positive out of a 17-16 loss that ended like that with utter mismanagement at the end. But we'll get there, and the first-place Seahawks in their highlighter uniforms next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs.
Say it. First place Seattle Seahawks.
First place.
That's right. Rams 0-1, Niners 0-1, Cardinals 0-1. One team in that division's got to win. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian. You can hear about A. Marie's trip as much as she wants to tell you. She's a very private person, as you know. There's not much social media activity there, but we'll get into that. But you guys want to go? Let's go. Daniel, you got a first place club. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone today?
Not as good as you.
Oh, well, you know. On any given Sunday or Monday, Jeff, you know me, I don't whether we're winning or whether we're losing, I don't make a lot of noise because I've been with this club for, 45 years now.
Make some noise.
But, man, I've been getting blown up for a week, okay, from my family up in Denver, which I probably have 60 family members in North Denver. They all work for the power company and for the schools. And then locally, of course, all of my beloved friends here in town. Mm-hmm. And you said something a little while ago, Jeff, and I'm not one to dispute your analysis, but Denver was not better than Seattle last night. They might be better on paper, but they were not better than Seattle last night.
Yeah, they should be better. Look, they're better. They moved the ball, but they weren't. They didn't execute. Fumbles matter. You can tell me you fumbled twice the ball on. Yeah.
On paper, you can be good all day long. Once you hit the field, it's all about the field. And, kudos to Geno, man. He came out with confidence, and he looked so good, man. the beauty is we have a first and a second round pick already. This next season coming up. We started great. 1-0. I'm a happy guy. I'm a realist. But my neighborhood, all of my neighbors couldn't understand what the hell was going on in my house last night. But I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
That's so
I love the Hawks, man. I love NFL. And I love you guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Dan. See, and that might be Dan's, like they may have peaked in week 1. And if they did, if that's the biggest Seattle moment of the year, and it might be, right?
Then it'll be the best moment.
Then enjoy it.
Because you beat Russell Wilson.
Damn right. Damn
now,
right.
it is interesting to see how the Seattle fans responded to Russell Wilson when we did find out that, for some reason, even though Seattle was looking at the right quarterbacks, they've been looking at replacing Russell Wilson for a long time. It goes back to the Patrick Mahomes draft, and their GM said, I would have selected Patrick Mahomes. And then when Josh Allen came out, he said, if we had the ability, would have taken Josh Allen. So if you're Russell Wilson, sitting there this offseason too, going, okay, you're ready for me to leave. Why don't I just leave?
Look, they were ready for each other to go. Like I mean, it was time. Sometimes you grow apart. I don't know if you've ever been divorced or if you ever broken up or if you ever had a relationship end, right? Sometimes it's time to go your other way. That's what it was here. When it came out, the stuff that happened and what Russ said and what Seattle management said, the fans booed him. Fans, I mean, I'm sure there were a few that were there and they probably have their soft spot for Russ, but that was, you're the other guy tonight, man. You're coming into our place on Monday Night Football and you're the other guy. And the 12s couldn't be happier. Pete Carroll, you want to think that didn't mean anything to Pete Carroll last night? You want to tell me that gave, all he's heard is he's an idiot and he can't coach and he's blown up a dynasty and he should have handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch, right? That's all he's heard. He has won a Super Bowl. He did create that up
Russell
there.
Wilson is feeling about handing the ball off to Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams.
And Brandon McManus.
Russell Wilson at the goal line is not a good thing.
I'll tell you what.
He can't win.
Can't win. Maybe that would have happened in the Super Bowl. Who knows? See, there's no guarantees. That's what Edwards tell me. See, you all told me that Brady shouldn't have had that last one. But by the way, he's been blowing me up about how the Rams shouldn't have won the Super Bowl. How many? No, never mind.
Oh my God.
Yeah, speech. Good morning to you.
Hey, how are you doing, Jeff?
What's happening? Speech.
I just wanted to get your opinion. I mean, I think this is why. I mean, a lot of coaches don't want to play their starters in the preseason. Now, I understand you don't want to get them hurt, but you got to get them used to the speed of the game and the play calling. And, I mean, especially this one, Russell's never run this offense before. I mean, like JJ was saying, I mean, how many times did they get the snap off at 0?
A lot. They were just beating the clock. This is the fine line, and I don't know what the answer is. Sean McVay doesn't run his starters. The Rams coach during preseason, Rams looked pretty bad in their opener. Tom Brady ran a series, right? One series in preseason. Did that help Tom Brady? I don't know. And I don't know where the fine line is, man. You know, they say, well, we run them during these inter-squad scrimmages, and we run them during practice, and they're full speed. Is that enough? It's not quite the same as a game, is it?
Well, you got to get used to, like, the being in the stadium, the game speed, the fans, the coaches. I mean, I don't know all that.
Yeah, no, it's fair, and I don't know where the because I'm sure you could point at somebody. You know, I don't know how much Patrick Mahomes played in preseason, JJ, but he looked pretty damn good the other day with new receivers. Aaron Rodgers didn't play in preseason, and how'd that go? So I don't know where the fine line is, speech, but I know that's a big talking point this Monday and Tuesday about teams who didn't play their starters in preseason. How do they look? And I think it's a fair question. So appreciate you, man.
Okay.
See you. Where are you on that? I mean, do you think that's an issue?
It looked like an issue defensively.
It's interesting. Okay.
Is it the one thing you can take a step back and even with as slow as just the play calling and execution was, they threw the football for 340 yards.
They did, and they ran the
Seattle
ball.
had zero offense in the second half,
and they ran the ball pretty well. I mean, would they run for 100? And well, I think Javonte Williams' receptions are an extension to me of the running game.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's
It's
another
just the screen
65
plays
yards.
that they were running.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Broncos looked off. And did Nathaniel Hackett take the entire preseason off too? He's like, all right, my starters aren't playing, so I'm not going to pay attention. The game management was terrible.
So do you say, all right, that's his first game and he'll learn? I mean, he's your young coach. He came in with all these accolades. I think you liked him before this, right? That was just a decision he's got to live with. That's a decision, and I think in the moment. Now, if they make the field goal, he's a genius, right?
He's lucky.
100%.
He's lucky. He's not a genius. He's lucky.
I think you're so right. In the moment, that's one of those, and I wish I was watching the Manning cast instead of the regular cast at that point. I should have flipped over. Peyton was losing his mind.
He was like, I have to stand up. Like he was losing his mind.
Yeah, I watched it early.
Let so much time tick off, and no one realized that, wait, they're actually settling for a 64-yard field goal.
So, do you guys know what happened on the main broadcast? So they were going, they called the timeout, and they take the camera shot, the booth shot of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And so those guys missed that the field goal unit had come on the field. They're like, wait, what's going on? And because they were on camera, they missed that. And it wasn't even in their mind that they were going to just settle for a 64-yard field goal. It just looked like utter mismanagement, no urgency. What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Because none of us thought, oh, they're just settling and setting up for a 64-yard field goal. Isn't there a 5-yard play? Look, I got a 5-yard play. Here's one that worked all day long. Drop back, flip it over the blitzing end, or I'm sorry, the rushing end, or the blitzing corner, and flip it to Javonte Williams and get 5 to 10 yards. Every time he touched the ball, he got 5 to 10 yards. Am I wrong?
No, 11 for 65.
Catches.
It's an average of 5.9
Yep.
yards per play for Javonte Williams.
Yep. And he ran the ball 7 times for 43 yards, which is about 6 yards a carry. Yeah. Yeah. No, he was spectacular. He's such a weapon. Bronco fan, you should be sick, man. You should be sick. And the season's not over. But here's the deal with your division.
It doesn't. You come out of that and you're like, that's the worst team in the AFC West.
That's the worst
Tell
team.
me all you want about AFC Wilson. Can Nathaniel Hackett learn that quickly?
Yep.
How to manage a football game?
Yep. Raiders are better. Chargers are better. Chiefs are better. Yeah. After week 1. Now
I was most disappointed in that first half defense.
You should be.
Like, the overall,
You
Nathaniel
should be.
Hackett was terrible. That first half, they were punked by Seattle. They're like, wait, Geno Smith can throw the football? We didn't think this was going to happen.
How about the first touchdown where they flush him out of the pocket and he's running, and right before the line of scrimmage flips it to a wide open. I mean, I'm trying to think of how to describe how wide open. I mean, like nobody covering, nobody playing defense. Like there was nothing there. And Will Dissly, not Drisley, the booze app that brings you your booze. Will Dissly just walked in, and there was nobody on that side of the field. And then the throw he throws to the touchdown machine that is Colby Parkinson. Colby Parkinson, if you had him in your fantasy draft. Yeah, Geno looked legit, dude. I'm literally thinking, is Geno a quarterback? Is Geno comeback player of the year?
No.
No, I'm literally thinking in the first half, what am I watching? Geno Smith looks really, really good. Didn't look like a game manager. Geno looked good.
Credit to Geno Smith. Like, respect what he was able to do. As you said, they didn't make a big mistake in the second half. Didn't turn the football over. And I'm all in with what he said post-game. He's like, they wrote me off. I never wrote them back.
That's such a good line.
And he's right. He's like, I've been in this league for a decade. Like, Geno Smith, I'll take that mentality all day, every day. He's not turning into Kurt Warner 10 years in the NFL.
He's not? For sure?
No. Like, embrace this moment.
Don't go out and draft Geno, get him on the waiver wire and put him on your team?
Beating Russell Wilson, owning that moment. Geno Smith, Pete Carroll. Enjoy it.
Because they're not going to have a lot of moments this year. Here's why this is so damaging for the Broncos. Because they got to play the AFC West. Right? Because they've got 2 games against the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Raiders. They've got the Niners and the Colts And now, granted, there's Jets and Jaguars on there as well. Although the Jaguars are better, and I mean, like if they can't beat the Seahawks, I don't know what to tell you at this point. But the back end of their schedule, like these are games you got to have. They count. And when you're sitting around talking about playoffs at the end of the year, and you're talking about, and they're one game behind the Colts. Well, maybe not the Colts because the Colts can't beat the Texans. Davis Mills, my guy. When they're one game behind the Titans.
That's when a tie comes into your advantage.
Yeah,
there,
you'd
Jeff.
rather tied. Hell yes, you would have. You know, you're damn right. You're damn right. Look, this is. I'm not going to tell you devastating because it's a week 1 loss and there's 16 left, but that is a gut punch of a loss. Bronco fan, how's your stomach? 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We get into Lobos and UTEP. We didn't hit on Nebraska yesterday, and I got to hit on the Scott Frost stuff. Dak's surgery, injury report on Najee Harris, tons to do. A-Marie's back from Nueva York. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
The Albuquerque Journal and Venue Plus.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am an Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice.
All right, let's go. 505-246-0610. Two lines are open. Broncos lose to the Seattle Seahawks last night, 17-16, when New Mexico Bowl alum Brandon McManus couldn't connect on a 64-yard field goal at the end of the game. You remember him from
Remember.
You remember. All right, let's
Temple.
go. Temple. The Temple Owls.
Who knew the NFL size was their kicker?
That's right. Exactly right. Chris, good morning. Thanks for holding. How you living?
Oh, tough morning, guys. Big Bronco fan here, unfortunately. Definitely concerning, right? Obviously, it's week one. There's a lot of surprising results across the NFL. I think some of the concerns that have probably already been touched on. I just joined, but I know with Hackett's game management, very similar to what we would seen with Vic Fangio the last couple of years, right? So I think that's very concerning within its own right there. But I'm going to go a different route. I don't know if you guys have touched on this, but very disappointed with Russell Wilson, right? I feel like all off season we heard, let Russ cook. I want the ball in my hands. I want to be the guy. Well, that's the time to be the guy, right? It's 4th and 5 or whatever the fourth down is. I don't see Brady coming off the field for a 64-yarder. I don't see Aaron Rodgers coming off the field. I get he's not at that level, but if he wants to be at that level, if you're going to talk like you're at that level, you need to back it up in that moment, right? So for me to see him fist bumping, smiling, coming off, for a 64-yard attempt, very disappointing. Teddy Bridgewater could have done that for us last year, right? So as you guys can tell, I'm very frustrated. I know it's a long year. To your point, though, the standard is the Chargers, it's the Chiefs. And if we can't do this, against the Seahawks and, we're letting Geno Smith look like Joe Montana out there, it's going to be a long year.
Hey, Chris, so stand by, hold on real quick, because that's interesting. What did you want Russ to do? Because I haven't thought of it from that perspective. Should he have basically told his coach, hell no, we're waving him off, called the play, and gone through and called the play and had some urgency like we all expected?
Yeah, I think you would see that from Brady. I think it's fair to say that we would see that. Again, a big comparison there, right? He's not Brady. Maybe someone who's similar and someone that Russ can be like when his career is over is more of like a Drew Brees, right? I think that kind of career is pretty similar in terms of, Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you'd be okay with that too.
But not. Yeah, so I would say, right, even Drew Brees would probably do that, and obviously he would have a better coach in that situation, right, in Sean Payton to not even put him in that situation. Also, too, right, if you watch the, Payton telecast, I mean, Payton's a smart guy, but he's calling a timeout right away, right? With Russ, it's like, dude, how long have you been in the NFL for, man? He was acting like he was in his second year again. So, a lot of it's just frustration, right? I know it's week one, but from a Bronco fan, a lot of what I saw last night is what I've seen the last 7 years, basically, right? So whether it's Russell Wilson or Trevor Siemian or whatever, I mean, losing 17-16 in 2022 it's hard to swallow, man. I mean, that doesn't really happen too much, right? Where you're losing by giving up 17 points. I get JJ's point, right? That first half was really bad defensively. They shut him out in the second half. There's no reason why you can't score more than 3 points when you're paying Russell what he's getting paid now.
Fair enough. No, it's a great call, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate you. It's a great call.
And that's my
I didn't even
sentiments
think
as
of it
well.
from there.
When I was saying I don't need the I'm trusting my coach for every decision, Russell Wilson, right there. Raw, unwavering. I'd do it again if my coach told me to do it. You need to have that conversation. Go to your head coach and be like, do you really think 64-yard field goal?
So call the timeout early instead of burning all that 20-something seconds of time and say, no, we're moving. Talk my coach out of it. Tony, how you living?
Let's calm down a little bit there, Bronco fans. Let's not push that panic button. It is only week one. I understand. It's an ugly loss. The only thing that makes this loss worse is the fact that it's Russell Wilson coming back to Seattle. If Russell Wilson didn't play in Seattle, it would just be a loss. Okay, we're blowing this up way out of proportion. This is just, it is bad because it's Russell Wilson playing Seattle. Okay, that being said, now the last caller said, "Oh, Tom Brady's not coming off the field. Aaron Rodgers not coming off the field." Well, there's a big difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and Russell Wilson. Okay, there's a humongous difference. So that and Drew Brees or whatever. So that be done. If the Broncos turn around and win 7 in a row, nobody's going to care what's about this first loss. Nobody's going to care. It's just going to be an early season loss. And I expected them to play like this because of the fact that they didn't get any playing time in preseason. They got 0 playing time. Russell Wilson didn't target a wide receiver till I think it was like 3 minutes left in the first half. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. If we wanted that, we could have easily gone back to Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Lock. They got to use those wide receivers. Yes. Now, this loss is ugly. Yes, I'll give it to them. But you know what? Our defense that they hyped up so much also. Oh, this is a Super Bowl caliber defense that they just need a quarterback. Our defense let us down big time. Again, why? No playing time. You can only get so much out of practice, out of playing against each other and dual practices and all that bull. But they need game experience, and these are the problems that you run into with stuff like that. And then again, a new coach. How come he didn't challenge that one in the third quarter? I think it was a Sour Bart, whatever. It could have been a touchdown. I mean, they didn't review it enough. Why didn't he do that? The clock management, again, it's like Fangio all over again. But again, that's what you get when you have new head coaches. And this is why I keep telling people, don't be so quick to pull the trigger on a coach because you're just going to start that cycle all over again. But no, something doesn't go a team's way, fire the coach. These are the problems that you get. These are growing pains that we got to go through. I mean, and like I said, one game. Let's not call the suicide hotline just yet.
It is one game. That's what this Monday and Tuesday is all about. Great call, Tony. Thank you. A couple things. So it's amplified because it's Russell Wilson going back there, but it's still a loss to a team that is in the running. And by the way, the 3 teams that I think were in the running for worst team in the NFL before the season started, Atlanta damn near beat New Orleans. The Giants won and Seattle won. Right? Were those
Chicago won.
And Chicago won. So 3 of the 4 teams that you were telling me were the worst teams in the NFL and may not win 2 games. 3 of the 4 won, the other one lost by a point. That's what this league's going to be. But it's amplified because it's Russell Wilson going back there. But it's a loss on the road to a team that Geno Smith, the quarterback, that isn't very good, I don't think. Now maybe they win the damn NFC West, who knows? But yeah, it's a loss that looked like that. It was sloppy. It was unorganized. It looked like a team that wasn't ready.
That's added to the list of concerns is how unprepared the Broncos looked. And Peyton Manning was on this as well. I watched the Peyton cast pretty much the entire time.
I love it. Yeah.
And when he addressed the not playing in the preseason, he's like, you're hoping that your team started the second half locks in. And that's what the defense did. But the defense also did that against 2 rookie tackles and Geno Smith, who came back down to earth.
Welcome home.
And I don't think this defense is as good as it was even a couple years ago when people were saying the Broncos were quarterback away. So what you're hoping is Russell Wilson, all right, maybe the defense is taking a step back a little bit, but now you have Russell Wilson, and thus the offense is going to be that much better. And so it pushes the whole team forward. And I don't think it's not crazy. All right, if you want to say Tom Brady, GOAT, greatest of all time, Super Bowl rings, okay. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers is not crazy in the same conversation.
They have the clout to be able to go tell his coach, hey, no, we need to go for this.
It's not like, oh, my gosh.
That's when you want Russell Wilson.
With a rookie coach.
That's the exact – I was like, oh, gosh, thank gosh they have Russell for this moment last night.
Yeah, a Super Bowl champion.
I wasn't even nervous.
And you did Russell talk to him? Did Russell think they were going for it? Because they wasted a ton of time to just settle for that field goal. And I get it. Russell is a great teammate.
2-minute drill, man.
You got to be a leader too.
You got to
be a leader too.
Coach, we're settling for a 64-yard field goal right here.
Yep. We're going to continue this. Bronco fan, let's go. 505-246-0610. Is that the time where your Super Bowl champion quarterback, who you just brought into your organization, has to go to the rookie head coach in his first game and say, hey, no. That's not what we're doing. I know you're the boss, but no, we're not kicking a 60. I'm here. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you the first down. We're going to win this game. 505-246-0610. Hey, you're in business. You know how important your computers and your network and your remote access are to your everyday success. ABQ IT knows it as well. They know most business owners want to know three things. They want to know their systems will work. They want to know their system is secure, and how much is it going to cost. ABQ IT has created a business model with you in mind. They monitor your computers and network to keep them operating. They'll watch for any activity that's malicious. They will protect your operation, and best of all, they do it with one predictable cost. You know what you're going to pay every month. So you get several bills now. You get one from the internet provider. You get one from a cybersecurity company. You get another when you buy new equipment. ABQ IT does it all at one cost. There's no hourly rate or labor billing. There's no hidden fees or out-of-scope charges. Your rate will be predictable and will not change. Here's the deal. If they come out, let's say they have to spend 5 days at your place cleaning something up. Same cost as if they spend no days at your place and monitor it every month. You know what you're going to pay, and they keep your equipment up to date. You get the latest and the greatest. Business owners, take the time, get a free assessment from ABQ IT. You're never going to worry about your computer problems again. Visit abq-it.com, abq-it.com. No more worrying about your computer systems when you do business with ABQ IT.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers.
All right, the Cowboys are not going to put Dak Prescott on the IR after the thumb surgery. Jerry Jones said that he could be back within 4 weeks. Initial reports are 6 to 8 to 10 weeks. I think this is so up in the air. I think Jerry hopes he's back in 4 weeks. Did this buy Mike McCarthy another year? I know everybody said, well, he'll be fired by the Green Bay game. I don't know. Do you fire him
Not if he's
Cooper
playing with
Rush is
Cooper
coach?
Rush.
You're right.
What?
Does this buy him another year?
I think it's great time for them to have a sleepover. And Mike McCarthy hanging out with Jerry Jones. Just making sure that Jerry is not going to fire him.
Boy, it's going to be a mess. Cowboy fan, I mean, I just, it's disgusting. I feel for you because you get so fired up for football season and you lose 2 offensive linemen before the halftime of the first game, and then you lose your quarterback. And your backup's Cooper Rush. Steph was trying to sell us yesterday. Well, Cooper Rush won a game. He'll be all right. We're not that bad.
Also, Cowboy fan, why are you throwing trash at Dak Prescott when he's leaving? Poor guy got injured.
Were they throwing trash at him?
Yes, come on. I felt so bad.
Because their season's over. Where else are they going to throw their trash?
I know, but
we're
it's
enough
not
trash
nice.
cans around
Your
the stadium.
Quarterback is
That's
hurt.
your quarterback. How was New York, by the way?
It was great.
Yeah?
Good times.
All right, is that all you got? Share as much as you want. You don't have to.
All right, I like my new coach. I was just staring at the TV.
Yeah.
I never get my hopes up still. I'm not saying 1 week at a time, but
Big Packers win.
Minnesota Viking like the new coaching.
Yeah, I mean, a big Vikings win over the Packers.
Yeah, it was fun.
Big Vikings win. All right.
Fun, tired.
Get the ball to Dalvin more, though. It'll help me a
Feeling
lot.
great.
Yeah. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Where were we just on the Broncos? What was the point?
What was the point?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying a lot last night.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the point of this decision? What's the point of this move?
I mean, Bronco fan, you should be cranky. You should be. You should be this morning. What do you think? What do you think of Tony's point? It looked like Vic Fangio, and that's why you don't fire coaches right away, because you got to blow the whole thing and start over again, and you're all over it. Now I'm looking. Well, was that the case in Miami? I mean, I don't know. They fired a popular coach there, brought in Mike McDaniels, and he seemed like he beat Bill Belichick. I watched Brian Dable. I mean, he seemed like he managed that game pretty good. They went for 2. He had a good late game drive. Went for 2. Had a play called. They won the game.
Nathaniel Hackett was overwhelmed. Like that's one thing, and you said you don't know every play call. You don't know this, that. Like how slow things were coming in, the way that team was setting up, how undisciplined they were. It wasn't just they needed the defense to play preseason games. It was just bad penalties, lazy football.
So,
like, it felt too loose.
I agree with that.
And if you're Russell Wilson, like, that's the moment you have to assert yourself and help your head coach get back on track.
All right. I don't think it would have been
turnovers.
out of line for Russ to call a timeout. In his ear, they were telling him, we're just going to run down the clock, timeout, and in his helmet, right? They're telling him, and we're going to kick the field goal. At 40-something seconds, I'd have called timeout and walked over and said, Coach, let's have this conversation.
I would have started in the first half as Russell Wilson.
Well, but we're coming down to the end now, right? I mean, now we're coming down to the end, and this is the decision. Now it's make or break time. We can still pull this thing out. I don't believe it would have been any more controversial than it is now, and outside of the realm of Russell Wilson's sphere of influence, to say let's have this conversation. So you're telling me we're gonna have a dude kick a 64-yarder? It's been done twice in the history of this game. Or me get us 5 yards and let's go. Well, if you don't get it, we lose. Yeah, and if he doesn't kick a 64-yarder, which happened twice ever, we lose. You don't feel better about if you don't feel better about me getting you 5 yards and that dude kicking at 64, then what the hell am I doing here? I mean, you could have had a nicer conversation, or you could have had it just like that. But I don't believe it would have been outside the realm of Russ and his influence and his place. Let my Super Bowl winning quarterback have a conversation with my first game head coach. You think that would have been wrong?
Nope.
I kind of wish I would have seen it if I'm a Bronco fan. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business.
Proud to be a Cumulus media station,
even if they're not that proud of us.
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Well, the first weekend of the season is followed by the biggest overreaction couple of days of the season. That's just kind of how that is. Although I think every Monday and Tuesday is overreaction. But certainly in week one. And Tony, of all people, is trying to be the voice of reason for the Broncos. Just one game, guys, and it's only magnified because it was Russell Wilson in Seattle on the other side. I'll tell you, it's magnified because of that, but that's not the only reason it's big. We got a lot to talk about on the Broncos. Bronco fan, you are passionate about it today. 505-246-0610. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. News this morning, Dak Prescott will not go on injured reserve. That's according to Jerry Jones. Jerry believes that Dak has a, quote, real chance, end quote, to return within 4 games. So he did an interview this morning on 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, and we've been hearing that Dak was expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Quote from Jerry this morning, Dak has a real chance to be back out there throwing the ball pretty quick. Okay, I don't know what pretty quick means, but only 4 games. You get the Bengals this week, the Giants, the Commanders, the Rams. Okay. What does that mean? So I haven't seen anything about, are they shopping for a quarterback? I've just seen speculation. Have you seen any credible reports on what they're trying to do at that position in regards
Rush.
to that?
Because it's such an unknown. You're not getting Jimmy Garoppolo. You're not. Because San Francisco's not trading their backup insurance.
Yeah, that's fine.
It would. So you're sitting there if you're Dallas going, we have Cooper Rush, who we've kept here for 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Who we by the
We're
way,
saying he's good enough to be our backup.
Yeah, we cut him coming out of camp.
That was just.
I know.
Weird roster building things they were doing.
I got it.
Because they weren't going to go into the season with one quarterback.
Yeah.
Or do we go trade for a QB3? Because no one's trading you their backup quarterback right now to help you. And that's why you hear Mason Rudolph so much. People are like, Mason Rudolph? Yeah, because that's all that's left. It's QB3s. Teams aren't trading you their backup quarterback because that's their insurance.
That's their insurance. Yeah, they need their backup quarterback.
Unless you do something crazy, but you're not just trading from those guys if you have a belief that this might be more 4 to 6 as opposed to 8 weeks for Dak
My
Prescott.
favorite conversation on this was Stephen A. Smith yelling, you got to call Colin Kaepernick. And Michael Irvin saying, man, stop. Just stop. He hadn't played in the league since 2016. Like, that guy's going to come in and next week be your guy. Like, man, just stop. It was Michael Irvin. And I thought that was the right call on that. I mean, Colin Kaepernick, is he coming off?
That ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah, and if he ever gets a job, and I don't think at this point he will in the NFL, it's going to be to go into camp and compete for a backup job. It's not to come off of 6-year hiatus and go in and play the Bengals next week and be our savior. That's not how that's going to play out. So it's Cooper Rush. And then whenever Dak gets back. You're in on the text line, 505-246-0610. Says, no Jared today at 7:15, Jerry Kill. Is he okay? You may want to send someone to check on him. He's in a meeting today. He's going to be with us tomorrow. This one says, good points by Chris. I thought Chris had an excellent call on should Russell Wilson have gone to Nathaniel Hackett? Should the quarterback have gone to the coach and overruled him? Or just played and overruled him? This one says, so the Broncos with a former Seahawk quarterback lose to Seattle by 1 point due to a long field goal attempt, 65 yards, which had the distance yet went wide. So the heck what? The season's long. Denver could win a lot this year. Denver was expected to be last in the AFC West this year. Denver wasn't expected to make the playoffs in 22. I don't know. Did you not expect that? You had Denver in the playoffs, right?
So the heck what? What are we supposed to do today? And not react to a terrible coaching performance, that's something. Not react to a coach that, yes, it's game one, but he looked like he hadn't been around an NFL game.
Let me explain to you. There's 17 games in the NFL, right? Baseball, you play 162 games. So you don't respond to every baseball game. You lose a game in June to the Reds, it doesn't matter. Okay? There's 17 of these. Every one is amplified.
Because there's zero conversation about anything if we sit here every day and say, so what? And then wait for a team to win 7 games in a row.
Yep.
That's not how it works. That's not how the Broncos are operating today. They're in those meeting rooms going, all right, what was wrong? Where did we fail? The running backs are looking at each other going, how did we fumble twice on the goal line? That's what they're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
It's a pretty good point on Cooper Rush. You were telling me that it was a roster deal. Ryan's got a great point. He says the fact that they were the Cowboys were so confident that no one would pick those guys up to cut them for a few days has to tell you everything you need to know about what's left in that quarterback room in Dallas.
Well, Cooper Rush, he's at the point where he didn't have to go through waivers, so he was not available just to be claimed.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's why they released Cooper Rush, because they're like, hey, Cooper, we're going to release you.
But we're bringing you back on Tuesday.
You're signing, right? Like, you're still going to be our backup quarterback.
Okay.
Because if he had to go through waivers, they wouldn't have released the rest of their quarterbacks on the roster.
The whole room. Yeah, the whole freaking room. Paul, good morning to you.
Yeah, Jeff, I think that Jerry Jones needs to go back and look at history. You know, Russell Wilson had a thumb injury last year, and I think they rushed him back too quickly, and he performed poorly, and maybe that's what led to his departure from the Seahawks. I think to expect that Dak Prescott's going to come back in 4 weeks is unreasonable.
Yeah, I guess I don't know the extent, of the injury, the surgery, but Paul, I lean towards what you're saying. I mean, if doctors are telling me 6 to 8, and he's trying to rush him back in 4, and to your point, the history of guys with thumb injuries. Now, I don't know that they're all exactly the same. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor here, but history would lean to lean on your side of that. I think that's fair, Paul.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know the exact mechanism of the injury, but anytime you have a fracture and it's in a structure as important as the thumb to a quarterback, I think it's overwhelmingly significant.
All right. Appreciate you. Thanks, Paul. I guess I just don't flat out know what the injury was. And I'm not going to, was it high in the thumb? Was it a broken bone? Was it a ligament? Was it in the wrist? I don't know, man. Doctors supposedly said 6 to 8. Jerry says 4.
That's a really good point, though, on, we saw a similar thing happen to Russell Wilson, and it's your thumb, your throwing hand, trying to hold the football. Who knows what that timeline is?
Text line, apparently the lofty Broncos fans' expectations are clouding their understanding of the game's details. Denver fumbled twice within the 5 and settled for field goals. Actually, on those 2 fumbles, they settled for nothing. I think that's what's so frustrating, too, right? You get a field goal on either one of them, or you punch
score a
one
touchdown
of them
on one of them.
You win.
The game's right there, but the mismanagement was terrible. And it's not just, like I said, who do you want to talk to today? You want to talk to the Bronco fan? You want to talk to the non-Bronco fan? The non-Bronco fans are telling you how poorly that game was coached by Nathaniel Hackett.
Well, so are the Bronco fans. A lot of them.
Well, that's my point. It's not just blue and orange colored glasses.
Yeah.
Y'all like listening to sports radio for the first time? You know what we do?
It's one person, man. Don't respond to the flow of one.
You react to this stuff because it's magnified. It's a week-to-week league.
Yep.
The Broncos' schedule sets up favorably for them to bounce back.
Yes,
from
it
this.
does.
They got the Texans. They got the uncertainty of what even the 49ers are going to look like in a couple weeks. But that division is a gauntlet. And to look at how long this learning curve might take, you could be behind early and not have a way back in the AFC West.
505-246-0610. That's the text line as well. Text line says, best option for the Cowboys is a free agent named Cam Newton. You buy that?
Not bad. I think they would still go Cooper Rush over Cam Newton.
Well, this week they would, and next week they would, and then you have him in camp, and if Cooper Rush wins 2 games, then you stay with Cooper Rush, and if he doesn't, and he looks bad, and Cam looks decent, maybe I'm listening to that. Okay, I don't hate that. He played last year. I mean, look, he hasn't been good in a couple of years, but
you're at this point in time. Think like 8 games. You're scraping together.
I'm listening to that. Yeah. All right, keep them coming. 505-246-0610. Wow. All right, so Cowboy fan. So we got two big topics out there. Cowboy fan, what do you want to do at quarterback? You like Cam Newton? Jerry says 4 weeks for Dak. It's Cooper Rush's game, man. It's Cooper Rush. And Bronco fan, where are you after what you watched last night? And Seahawk fan. I mean, Daniel is out of his mind happy. This might be his moment of the year.
Super Bowl.
They beat Russell Wilson. Pete Carroll got to chomp his gum and stomp around the sideline and strut and hug. This was a Pete Carroll moment. You may not get another Pete Carroll moment. You may. That might be it for that franchise.
I don't know what Pete Carroll looked more excited about, winning a Super Bowl or when that kick.
It's a fair question.
Did not go in last night.
I think that's right. All right, turn to the page to fall, right? It's getting a little cooler every morning now. Back into the year, football, full swing, events, balloon fiesta, holidays. Time to not only feel your best, but to look your best as well. Ladies and gentlemen, there is New Mail. They are there for you as they always are. You're saying, wait a minute, ladies too? Yeah, for the gentlemen, they're there to help you handle things like fatigue and depression. Even erectile dysfunction, like they always are. Industry-leading testosterone replacement. They are also here for you for industry-leading hair replacement options for men and ladies. The number is 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or you can go online. Numail, that's NUMALE.com. You can pick the option that's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicles, stop hair loss, and regrow hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser. It's proven to regrow hair. They have a NeoGraft hair transplant procedure, which gives you natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Treatments work for both men and women who want natural, thicker hair with no side effects. New Mail's in Albuquerque. Call them at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688, or visit them online at newmail.com.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try Wendy's new home-style French toast sticks today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand.
Evidently is not as hurt as they thought. The Steelers running back may play this weekend. That's huge news for the Steelers. Meanwhile, their defensive stud, TJ Watt, is going to get a second opinion on his pectoral muscle. He could be out for the year, but they don't know yet. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. is back from Nueva York. Adrian is back from home. Well, no, I mean, he's been there the whole time. Appreciate it. 49ers running back. How about the Niners running back? If you are a Niners running back, you're going to get hurt, right?
Yes.
Elijah Mitchell out 2 months. Sprained MCL right knee. Jeff Wilson's the guy again. Jeff Wilson's always the guy there. Like he's always the backup guy who goes in and has a really nice game. But does it feel like their number one running back gets hurt like every week?
Yeah, and it happened last year with Mitchell. He missed some time. And
Mostert was out when he was there.
Mostert was out. Really bad luck.
Yeah, I know. You just go through their guys.
49ers running back. And
George Kittle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kittle didn't play that game. And that stuff lingers.
So let me ask you this. We're because the Niners' loss, if you take away the Russell Wilson back to Seattle thing, the Niners' loss is somewhat comparable to what the Broncos just went through. Niners are a team that is on many people's, if not most, playoff lists. The Niners are a team that many people pick to win the division, and they've got this rookie quarterback, right? Now, that's different than the Russell Wilson thing. But they played a team on the road who was supposedly horrible, and they put a big dump in their pants, as the guy on the Rome Show says. Right? I mean, they now you can tell me the conditions were bad, and you're right. It was sloppy. It wasn't real football. No, you're right. And the Bears played on that same field, and the Bears beat them 19-9 or whatever the number was. So they both played on that same field. Well, it's not really fair, Jeff, because the Niners. Okay. Do the Niners get a pass this week because it was
No, because that game should have then favored the 49ers,
right,
in a non-passing environment, to where you're going to scheme Deebo Samuel the football. Elijah Mitchell goes down. Deebo Samuel's your starting running back, essentially, with the way he was getting the football, but yet it was Justin Fields that made the play. So the one thing you look at if you're San Francisco is you knew there were going to be some bumps in the road with Trey Lance. You just didn't expect it to be in week one, plus the field conditions, plus not having George Kittle in a lineup. But that second half, Justin Fields made the throws. And credit Justin Fields. He stepped up with not a lot around him in that offense.
So
made the plays.
If I asked you, which I'm asking you, the Niners play, they're home this week, they play the Seahawks. So the 0-1 Niners, 1-0 Seahawks. What do you think the opening line is?
San Francisco at home?
San Francisco at home with Seattle coming in.
Niners 3.5-point favorites.
Hey, Marie, you're a basic better. What do you think the line is to open up? Don't look at it.
I'm not.
Niners at home against Seattle.
They're at home -7.
Every game was close this week, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it felt like
these
every
were
game
crazy.
was right, except for like the Jets and the Chiefs
and the Vikings
and the Vikings, right, and the Rams. 9.5.
Wow.
All right. Do you know that? And it's one season. The Niners' first 6 games, they play teams who are 0-1 right now. They don't play a team who's got to win yet. Now, obviously, that'll change until October 23rd when they play the Chiefs. They play the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Rams, the Panthers, the Falcons. Niners better start well. I mean, this is so set up for them to break in a rookie quarterback. Bears, Seahawks. They got 2 tough games with you would think with the Broncos and the Rams. Panthers, Falcons. Because then it gets real. Then they get the Chiefs, the Rams, the Chargers, Cardinals, Saints, Dolphins, Bucks. It gets real. I would argue that, and I gave them a break on it yesterday because of the conditions, rookie quarterback. But that is one of those where, whoa. I mean, you're going to be competing at the end. These are little games that you're going to want back later, man. You know, we talk about it in the NBA on Tuesday night in Milwaukee in January, and then everybody's down, jockeying for playoff position. Well, everybody makes damn playoffs in the NBA. These little games for the Broncos, the Seahawks, I think they matter late in the season. I think these are games you look back and go, wow, how'd that happen? How'd they lose to the Bears? How'd they lose to Seattle? Because as happy as Seattle and Dan and Pete Carroll are, Denver fumbled twice at the goal line. I mean, I don't think Seattle's some juggernaut now.
Yeah. If you're looking at the teams outside of the Cowboys, because you lost your starting quarterback, so that's different moving forward. But of the list, the losers, the honorable mention, losers list, who do you feel best about? Is it Cincinnati? Is it Denver? Given the fact that you can look at 2 goal line fumbles, that changed the game, but that coaching from start to finish was no bueno.
Yeah, look, there's if you're looking for the plus, yeah, we should. We're on the goal line twice. We got 0. They got nothing the second half. Yeah, there's stuff to feel good about, but you got beat by the Seahawks, and the coaching stuff can't be ignored. Let me ask you this. I'm going to read this take to you. This is Russell Wilson on the end of the game. Quote, "We got the best field goal kicker maybe in the game. We got there, and unfortunately it didn't go in. I believe in Coach Hackett. I believe in what we're doing. I believe in everything. I don't think it was the wrong decision." End quote. I believe in unicorns. I believe in fairy dust. I believe I believe I can fly. I think it was one of those where, if you believe like I do a little bit in sports fairy tales, right? The great endings. This was all about Russ. But this was all about Seattle's fairy tale ending last night.
That's who Russ is. And he's not wavering. As he said, he's unwavering. He's going to be a great teammate. He's going to have everyone's back. And so that's why I'm not upset with him not going scorcher, because that's not who he is, man. He's never done that. He's never going to do that in a press conference.
Well,
I want to see him be more of a leader from start to finish to help Nathaniel Hackett wrap his arms around game management.
At some point, he might have to do that. Hackett, coach, quote, "We were right on the line." He was talking about McManus's range. "Brandon gave it his best shot, obviously. I wish we would have gotten a lot closer. It put us in that weird spot because we were in that field goal range. We just made that decision and take our shot there." End quote. Okay. And this isn't one of those where I think everybody's just screaming in the aftermath. I think you guys, especially Bronco fan, you're probably screaming at your TV. Like, what were you doing at the time? In the moment, we're going, all right, well, yeah, no, we got a good field goal.
Saying I kept my son up for this?
Aw.
That's funny.
For this, but let's learn nice and early what it's like to be a sports fan. It can be terrible.
Hey, Maria,
we'll come back for more.
I was telling Addie. So Addie's got a history through sports class.
Oh yeah.
And so they had to make they made their picks. And I think she got 4 of them. I mean, she had a rough week.
Who had a good week?
And she's like, "Dad, but like every pick I lost was by 1 point. Those damn 1-point games." And she had the Broncos. She had the Broncos last night. And you could see her just nervous sitting there. And I'm like, "You'd be a horrible bettor." She's like, "I know, I would." Like now that she's vested, she's like, "Now I got to start paying attention."
I like it.
Yeah.
Damn fantasy last night.
Yeah. Did I tell you what she said? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. You're gonna appreciate this. Did I ever tell you what she said when we were watching Serena end? And
yeah.
I put her
and you can't say it fully on the radio, but
when well, now that I started, for those of you who didn't hear it, so we're watching the end of Serena when she lost. I called Addie. I said, "You got to watch this," and she watched it. And I said, "So when we talk about the GOATs of all time, the best athletes of our time," I said, "Babe, when we're talking whether it's Tiger Woods or Kobe or LeBron or Tom Brady, she's got to be right there at the top of the list." And without a hesitation, she's like, "Yeah." And none of those bleepers pushed a human out of their body.
Atta girl, Addie.
I'm like, yes.
That's the quote of
yeah. And I was talking to a woman I work with at ESPN in Charlotte yesterday, and she says her husband had a hernia. And she's like, I'm not going to say anything, but I am. Like, you guys tend to milk these things a little bit. You guys milk these. She's been waiting on her husband. He can't mow the lawn, and he can't sweep the driveway, and he can't do the dishes, and he's milking it. And she's like, I'm thinking I've been through a lot tougher stuff than that. And I've responded quicker. And I'm like, yeah. And he didn't push any humans out of his body. She'd appreciate it. That's the first thing I thought about.
I love it.
Yeah. So, all right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Bronco fan, you continue to bring it. I'll read you all your correspondence. Want to hear from you today at 505-246-0610. Lobos play UTEP this weekend. Christian Washington was freshman of the week. What do you expect to hear from Danny Gonzalez today at his press conference? We'll get into that as well. Do you have chronic joint pain? If you do, I know I don't have to ask if you're tired of it. If you hurt all the time, whether it's your hips, your back, your knees, your ankles, your shoulders, I know you're sick of it. Thankfully, there's a better way now. there's QC Kinetics. So you've been dealing with the doctors and telling you about the old ways and suggesting surgery and drugs and all this stuff. There are now new therapies, advanced all-natural biologics from QC Kinetics. It's regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged tissue. This provides lasting relief. Listen to me. There's no drugs, there's no surgery, and there's no downtime. Is this not worth calling and finding out what it's all about? Of course it is. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in precision regenerative medicine. They have over 100 clinics across America and literally thousands of satisfied patients. Some of them are elite athletes. You've heard Emmett Smith on this radio station talking about QC Kinetics. Tiger Woods, Brooks Koepka, they've all benefited from this. If you've got joint pain, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder, don't think the old ways are the only ways. You've got to learn more about these new biologic therapy options that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a free consultation, free second opinion basically for you with local medical professions. Here's the number, 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688, QC Kinetics, 505-226-8688.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your
You call them the Peyton cast. It's a Manning cast. So I was watching early, and it was actually kind of fun. I was watching the beginning where Russell Wilson came out to the boos in Seattle, and the fans were booing him. And Peyton's like, well, I've never really been booed. Eli, what's that like? When you went to San Diego, what was it like for you? And Eli's, well, yeah, because the Charger fans, if you don't recall, Eli was drafted by the Chargers and refused. He's like the only person I ever
that's
know.
a personal boo.
Yeah, he's the only person I know that says, "Hell no, I'm not moving to San Diego. I don't want to go there." It's the only person. Like honestly, no, and Sid. Never mind, and Sid. But listen to the end of the Manning cast and watching the Broncos barf all over themselves. And they're like, what are they doing? Well, that's a lot of time, Peyton. They wasted a lot of. They're going to kick it. And then there's Shannon Sharp was on there, and he's like, kick what? 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 They're going to kick what? 64-yard field goal. They're going to kick it. And you know how Peyton feels about idiot kickers. It's just so classic. It is just so good. 505-246-0610. Kick what? is what he says. Yeah, they're going to try to kick a field goal. And look, he had the distance, and I don't know how you're feeling today if he makes that.
You're feeling lucky.
Yeah.
You're feeling lucky if the man converts a 64-yard field goal in the game. Russell Wilson, on 4th and 5 or less in his career, has converted 68% of the time. NFL history, 64-plus yard field goals are made 6% of the time.
6%. That's 6? Is that what number? 6?
Yes.
0, 6? So, and would you just tell me 5 yards, 4th and 5 is what?
So Russell Wilson on 4th and 5
Yeah.
or less in his career,
Yeah.
68% of the time, he gets it 100% of the
6-8. 6-8 as opposed to 0-6. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm saying.
And everybody's telling me they played out
that
analytics.
That is what the Twitter has told me.
All right, and so everybody's telling me, well, they played the analytics, and kicking was. There's no way. Well, their chance of winning if they kicked was 30%. There's no way their chance was 30%. If the chance of making the kick is 6%, they're down by 1. They put everything on that one play, so then their chance of winning was 6 freaking percent. How possibly you're telling me, well, their chance of winning if they kick was 30%, but then the next sentence you're telling me is the chance of making the kick is 6%. Is that what you're telling me? I'm not the brightest guy ever. I'm just not new. All right. Wow. Text line. What is Russell, a politician or a leader? That's really good. Is he a politician or a leader? That Bronco criticizing texter is, in fact, a Denver fan, along with 7 other teams, for a total of 8. San Francisco, Green Bay, Minnesota, Detroit, New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Denver, and the Chargers, yet they should move back to San Diego. I'm not even sure what you're telling me. All right, I got ideas for quarterbacks for the Cowboys. And actually, some of these make sense to me. Now, Drew Brees of the Cowboys doesn't. He's 2 years out. Would you look at Drew Brees, though?
No.
All right. Fitzmagic.
I send him a text. How's the hip feeling, man? That's the reason he went away.
Yeah, but he's been out for a year and a half. How's the beard? How's the hip? Yeah.
It's not a year and a half. It was just last year.
Was it just last year? Why does it feel like? But he sat out all last year. Okay.
Yeah,
his game 1. Yeah, he got hurt in game 1. So
old man hip.
Okay.
It's an issue.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
just sent him a text. How's it? How you feeling?
They're
Been
both
throwing
healthy
in the backyard at all?
If they're both healthy, you like Cam or you like Fitz?
Oh, Fitzpatrick. Fitzmagic is going to steal you a game or two.
I think so too. I love that. Jeff, JJ.
Now with that offensive line,
You'll break his
hurt
hip.
his other hip.
Yeah, break both his hips. The break hips he didn't even know he has. Damn, what's your break? I didn't even know I had a third hip.
So that's maybe why Cam Newton would make some sense. Like, all right, man,
you can get out of
it.
it.
Around a little bit. You're a bigger guy. You can, handle this.
Putting Drew Brees behind that offensive line doesn't make sense. Although I don't hate the Drew Brees thought. I don't.
Did Sean Payton come with him?
Maybe. Jeff and JJ, any chance Luka Doncic can throw a football? Might be the best option for the Cowboys. Okay. That might be in his contract. He can't ski and he can't play football for the Cowboys.
Well, they did get eliminated last week in Eurobasket. So,
should see Giannis turn his ankle on that? That was a little concerning.
Italy beat Serbia. That's a huge upset. Serbia, Jokic, they were rolling through that.
All right. Who do you like a quarterback? The Brees thing kind of piqued my interest, but I think no. Fitzmagic, Cam. Honestly, I like both of those better than Mason Rudolph. For some reason, people love Mason Rudolph because Mike Tomlin built him up in camp so he could increase his trade value to say he's competing for the job with Kenny Pickett and with
No, the only
Mitch
reason
Trubisky.
you love Mason Rudolph, it's because it's really one of the only
guys who's ready to
viable
go now.
trades.
Yeah.
No one else is just trading their QB2 to save you for 8 weeks.
What about QB3s? And
that's the thing, because there's not a lot of those in the NFL,
Yeah,
and
who
he's
are
one
your
of them.
QB3s? Yeah. No, it's all legit. And you're not going in conference.
You're not going to just overpay unless, honestly,
No,
like
well,
Jimmy G,
Jerry might overpay.
Teddy Bridgewater. Like, you're thinking of other backup quarterbacks.
You've already tried Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Taysom Hill.
So I thought about the Taysom Hill thing, and first of all, that's a lot of money.
And Sean Mannion available.
Sean Mannion.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys cut him?
Yes.
Get you some Sean
Do they have
Mannion. I love
Kellen
you,
Mond,
No.
Texas A&M.
Kellen
guy?
Mond is available.
See, he's out there.
Where's Nick Foles? What's he doing?
I think he's
got
on
to
the
be on
Colts.
somebody's roster.
I think he's on the Colts.
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
how'd that go over? Colts and Texans, and you stole a tie, and you probably shouldn't have even tied. No, you stole a tie.
I was very nervous because we were actually at a Colts bar too.
Yeah, I figured you were sitting at a bar in New York
And
City.
I was just waiting to go to the Viking bar. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be miserable. It was rough.
You stole a tie against the Texans, by the way, and my boy
Yeah,
Davis Mills.
People not happy, like what we're talking with, like the Broncos and stuff. Just Frank Wright and just
Frank Reich?
They should have lost. They lost, and it's crazy
They
how
tied.
much yards
They
and
didn't
everything.
lose.
I
They
know
didn't
that's true. Which they ended their streak, by the way.
By the way, I was just looking at survivor pools.
Davis
for some
Mills,
reason.
242 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How about my guy Davis Mills?
98.9.
Why don't y'all back
quarterback
off my
rating.
guy Davis Mills?
5-star
I'm not
athlete.
taking away from Dave Mills.
And we talked about this yesterday, Marie. And JJ reminded me that it's like the promo that's running on our air. Now let's see what happens Thursday. The Chiefs look okay without Tyreek
Yes,
Hill?
they do.
Did they look all right?
Yeah, remember you said that.
Just
Remember?
Yeah, remember.
Yeah, just yeah, it was a frustrating game.
If every week's like this, like anytime I see a spread at 9.5, I got to jump on the dog.
JT saw 161 yards. That was just a crazy game. That was crazy.
But
unnecessary.
When I looked at the games, how many one possession games? Okay, there were like 4 games that weren't,
insane.
right? Saints Falcons 1 point.
Wasn't it
Steelers Bengals
Bengals?
3 points.
Yeah.
Eagles Lions 3 points.
Oh gosh, that was
Commanders
frustrating, too.
Jaguars 6 points.
Oh, man.
Browns Panthers 2 points. Colts Texans no points, tie. Giants Titans 1 point.
It's insane.
They're in 9.
Chargers
Giants,
Raiders.
man.
Yeah, Chargers and the Seahawks Broncos. How many? 9?
9 games.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
I mean, I start seeing spreads like it. I don't know what the numbers are going to be, and you'll have a sample size in week 4 or 5. But if you just start taking spreads of 5.5 or more, and just betting all the dogs, I'll bet you end up a winner, right?
Yes.
It just feels that way. Now that's not science for me. It's just my gut feel after week 1. So don't go out and blow the baby formula food money on it. If you can even find baby
You
formula.
can't make your money on Scott Frost in Nebraska anymore.
So can we have that conversation next? Can you imagine if that happened around here? I mean, if you are down $300,000, people lose their mind. They spent how much to get rid of their coach? 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier.
Yes, like just
I
mentioned.
mean, we had Fitzmagic and there's Cam Newton, but A-Marie kind of found some names that might be more logical of guys who were recently released, right? Who have won games in the NFL in the last few years. And there's two at the top of that list that stand out. One particular. What do you got?
Gardner Minshew
Okay.
and Case Keenum.
Case Keenum. How is Case Keenum not an upgrade to Cooper Rush?
He would be.
Case Keenum has won games in the NFL in the last bunch of years, right?
He almost went to the Super Bowl.
Okay. No, I mean, that's right. That's right.
He filled some shoes.
Now, you're going to tell me, Steph was so funny yesterday when she was in for you. It's like, well, Case Keenum, or Cooper Rush is good. We're okay. He won a game last year. I'm like, yeah, he did win a game last year.
And then
he did.
The other ones on the list were Teddy B and Cam Newton and Jimmy G.
That's the thing, like Teddy Bridgewater, Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
They're not going anywhere.
No, they're not.
Yeah, why am I trading you my backup and then my guy gets hurt
Yeah,
next
like
week
what?
and I'm in your I'm
Yeah,
in
no,
your
thank
shoes?
you.
All right, let me ask you the other side of this.
The one might be Teddy Bridgewater. Because Miami's really hyped on Skylar Thompson, but he's a rookie, and I don't think they're going to back up Tua with a rookie.
I don't think they're as convinced as they want to be that Tua is the guy. As much as they're convinced, there's
4-0 against Bill Belichick.
That's
bro.
great. That's great, and that is actually really cool. Do we know Cooper Rush is no good? Like how much have we seen of Cooper Rush? Can Cooper Rush come out and win you? Like, can he be better than Case Keenum and any of those other names? Do we know he's no good? I mean, it's so easy just to go, you got Cooper Rush. And it doesn't sound like a quarterback. You don't know a damn thing about him. Nobody knows where he's from. Do we know Cooper Rush is no good? He's been the backup for how many years there? He keeps making the team. He keeps beating out everybody else that they bring in there. Do we know he's no good?
So, of all the names that we've thrown out there this morning,
yeah,
the only one I would 100% be convinced
is Case Keenum.
Is not Case Keenum.
No.
Is Gardner Minshew.
I like Gardner Minshew.
I like Gardner Minshew too.
He's the only one that I would for sure trade draft capital for if this is an extended
Where is
absence.
he now? Is he been released or is he on someone's roster?
Let me look. Sorry.
But guess where you'd have to get him from?
Where?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, is that where he is? Was he the number 2 guy there?
Yeah.
All right, so that's probably not going to happen. So
it's the Cooper Rush show.
And again, I'm going to go back to this whole thing. Like, I've watched guys. Do you remember? You guys don't. Do you remember when Trent Green got hurt in 1999?
I actually do.
Okay.
It's really random memory.
It was over. I mean, it was another. This. So what Cowboy fan feels now. Now, granted,
It ain't happening.
The Rams. I know.
Kurt Warner, Tom Brady. It's not happening.
The Rams didn't lose 2 starters on the
Nick
offensive line
Foles.
now. But Kurt Warner, Northern Iowa, and he's an arena quarterback, and they're done, and he became Kurt Warner. Now, it's super rare. Nick Foles is a really fair one. Yeah. Carson Wentz goes down. Oh, Nick Foles.
No, Nick Foles had a 27 touchdown and one interception thing, so it wasn't
previously.
a shock.
Right. No, I agree with that. Cooper
Rush
Rush,
beat the Vikings.
Cooper Rush
A bad.
is in his
Viking
5th season out of Central Michigan. He won 1 game, and I don't know if he's any good. I just don't know. It's so easy to tell me he stinks because, well, he's been the backup for 5 years, but he's backed up Dak Prescott. I don't know. Can he maybe be? I don't know that I got another one for you that was like that. I mean, there's plenty of Ryan Lindley stories out there too, right? That's your guy. Who do you want? You want Minshew? Fitzmagic? Cam, Case Keenum, Cooper Rush. Knock yourself out, Cowboys. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
I'm Omar East with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Seahawks.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. A Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit.
This is the opening drive with three-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and J.J. Buck.
Kind of playing fantasy football with the Cowboys quarterback situation. Who are you taking off waivers? Gardner Minshew or Case Keenum or
Cooper Rush, baby?
Where's Cooper Rush your guy?
He's the guy.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen situations where guys come off the bench and they're pretty decent.
Stop, Jeff.
I just don't know if he's any good. Is there not a guy in the last 5 years that could have been a better backup quarterback for them? He must be doing something right.
Well, he didn't. He actually wasn't on the team in 2020.
Okay.
When
That's
Dak
Andy
got
Dalton?
hurt. And so it's Andy Dalton.
And who?
Ben DiNucci.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And Garrett Gilbert started the game.
That's right. Ben DiNucci's there, too, by the way. He knows the system. Oh, Ben's a really good player. Wasn't he with the Raiders or something this summer? No, he was here. He was with
Nathan
the Cowboys.
Peterman's out there.
Nathan Peterman's out there,
It's
too.
the Cooper Rush show. And you're going to just ask him, can you keep us afloat? Can you be a life raft? Don't turn us into the Titanic. Just hold on. Don't let go. Don't let Jack sink. Just hold on. And we'll see what happens after the bye week when you get Dak Prescott back.
All right. Bronco fan losing your mind this morning. I get it. After what we watched last night. David sent a note. Jeff, Denver's goal line offense was offensive. Only topped by clock management and strategy at the end of the game. McManus has attempted 6 field goals of 62 yards or more in his career. Hasn't made one. Head coach should have known that and factored into his decision-making. Denver fans can't be too happy. No, Denver fans pissed. It was brutal. It was brutal. If you didn't watch, this is courtesy of ESPN. So you've got the Manning cast up. If you did not watch Peyton and Eli and Shannon Sharp.
So Shannon Sharp was their fourth quarter guest, which was phenomenal.
So this is, as you're watching this, and so on the main broadcast, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are kind of talking about there's no urgency, and they take.
Hey, we got the 2-shot, everyone.
They take a booth shot, and so they put them on camera, and they miss the fact that the kickers are going out there because they were on camera. Like they were stunned that they sent out the kicker, as were we all, as were Peyton and Eli. Here's what that sounded like. It's so good. Listen to these guys.
Sutton.
So this is a third down play.
All right.
Setting it up.
Oh, yes. A good play. Big miss.
Now we got fourth and five is doable.
That's
we got 3 timeouts. See, I might use
3
one
timeouts.
right here.
Yes.
Let's use one. Let's talk about this one.
Yes.
Let's talk about this one.
Yes.
The whole
They
time
can
Peyton's
try to draw him off sides. Might try to draw him off sides,
You don't have that much
Dummy
time.
snap count.
You don't want to waste that much time, I don't think.
We
Running a
should've called it
play.
earlier.
They look unsettled. Sutton doesn't know what he's doing.
Payne's just saying
Oh, yeah.
timeout.
Yeah, Peyton's walking around timeout.
What the? So you just burned 30 seconds to call a timeout?
Now listen.
A lot of time wasted right there to call timeout.
That's such good commentary.
Yes.
'Cause even now, if you get 5 yards, I mean, you still got 2 timeouts, but you gotta get some yardage.
Wait for
They're
it.
going to kick it. They're going to kick it.
Kick what?
They're kicking right here.
Kicking the field goal right here.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
They're kicking
Let me see how far this is.
62-yarder, 63-yarder.
64. That's so good. That's courtesy of ESPN. That's the Manning cast.
And that's the one, too. It's not just talking heads, Bronco fans over. You got Peyton Manning. You have Eli Manning.
They both
you
won
have
2 Super
Shannon
Bowls. Yeah.
Sharp. Hall of Fame footballers watching that going, what the bleep is going on?
I want to throw in the addition of the emotion that Manning and Shannon Sharp are both Broncos, right? And they've got that piece to it, that they've got that tie, that's their franchise.
Does it feel weird, Colts fan, how invested Peyton is in Denver?
No.
Not at all? No. Colt fans still invested in Peyton, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because he lives in Denver.
Oh, yeah. They're
He's
not.
a weird.
Where would you rather live? I've never been to Indianapolis, so it's one of the few towns
Man,
that I've not
that's a
been
tough
to.
thing.
People
I
really
like
like it.
both.
Midwest
really cool.
weather, Denver's
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Of course,
Is
Peyton
it
can
that tough?
Yes.
afford Denver
Cheaper in
prices
Indianapolis.
easily.
I'd rather live in Indianapolis.
Yeah, he's not worried about where it's cheaper. I'm going to promise you that.
Well, okay, I thought you were talking about like us.
Yeah. It's really good, though.
That's a
to your
really
point.
good question.
Does Colt fan feel abandoned by Peyton? Because,
No.
I mean, he's a Bronco, isn't he?
Yeah. The Colts fans still love him.
The Colt fans.
The Colts, do they
feel-
have a Monday night game? Because then
Yeah,
I think you're going to see.
Yeah,
I think it'll be
and
nice.
the next one they're doing though is Giants Cowboys.
Because there's 2 Monday night
Eli-
football games
yep.
next week.
Do
The
Colts
Minnesota
fan
Vikings.
does Colt fan feel abandoned by Marshall Faulk? That everybody forgets that he was a Colt. That nobody even he was a
I
Colt.
think Marshall Falk forgets he was a Colt.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like one of the best.
He was an Aztec and he was a Ram.
That's right.
Where's the Indianapolis?
Wait, he was a
piece in there?
Colt? Does Colt fan feel offended by that?
I'll ask Kyle.
He's completely abandoned his Coltdom.
But they love Peyton Manning. He's done a lot for Indianapolis too.
Well, sure.
He changed the whole city.
Well, I mean, he was when they got their team.
There's a hospital
he was
there. He has a lot of good things.
Hey,
in
I got one
Indianapolis.
for you, for the Broncos. Speaking of the Colts,
Yeah.
would you make a call to Andrew Luck?
Oh,
He's
then
done.
then
Is
Colts
he done?
then Colts fans would be sad.
Would they
He's
lose their
done.
mind?
Oh yes.
You look at Andrew Luck; he's been done since he stepped.
I
down.
always thought there's something left there.
Not for him in throwing a football. Maybe in all our imaginations.
So, of all the modern quarterbacks, to me, he's the most unsatisfying. Because I don't want to say he was a bust, because I don't think he was. For just as a guy who likes football, that's the most unsatisfied potential of a quarterback that I can recall. Is that
He only
fair?
played 6 years.
He only played 6 years. He was the can't miss, big, strong arm, smart, neck beard. He had a good neck beard or a bad one.
Because he was good.
He was really good.
He was so good.
He was really good.
53 and 33.
Yeah. No, that
3 straight 11 and 5.
when I
seasons.
tell you the most unsatisfied, I mean like the most unsatisfied potential
Because
of
it
a
was
quarterback.
right there. Because he showed it to you. You're right on. It wasn't just, he went to a bad team. No, he made a bad team good.
Mm-hmm.
They fell on their face after Peyton Manning.
That's right.
They weren't like a stacked roster.
That's why they got rid of Peyton Manning. That's why they didn't go and re-sign Peyton Manning. That's why they let him go to Denver, because they had the number 1 pick. They were drafting Andrew Luck. Like of every quarterback I've seen come through,
They had the number 1 pick and then went 11 and 5.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Because of Andrew.
That's kind of my whole point with this. Of all the quarterbacks that we've seen come through, and some have had great careers and some have had not great careers. Of all of them, his is the one where I wish I could have seen it play out more, because I thought he could have been really, really good.
Was it the Broncos game where he got hurt?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. But
I'm like, the Broncos destroyed Andrew Luck. They destroyed Cam Newton.
So
in that
done,
stretch.
and he's not the guy, because I mean you're looking for a guy. You're not looking to work a guy into shape, and that's why the Case Keenum
Dude, he was
thing.
2018 was the last time he played.
Yeah, no, and that's as much as Kaepernick. You can't just bring a guy.
The one with Andrew Luck is I'm so right there with you, because he showed it to you.
Mm-hmm.
He played to that level,
Mm.
and he stepped away when he was 29.
The most unfulfilled,
And that's at least 10 more years.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I meant to call yesterday, but just to touch base on this Andrew Luck talk, to me, that's one of the greatest prospects ever. I remember I went to an SC Stanford game and watching him play live, and it was probably one of the best performances I've ever seen from a quarterback. But you look at what Indy did, it was such a disservice to his career, because, those lines, every year during the draft, they would everybody kept saying, pick an O-lineman, pick an O-lineman. He needs to be protected. And they would draft, some random receiver or something. And he played, with some atrocious lines. But at the same time, he was so good that he made the Colts competitive. They were in the playoffs. They made a deep run once and ended up losing to New England, I believe. But the guy was just phenomenal, and I was so sad and devastated when he retired.
Yeah, I was right. It feels so unfulfilled, doesn't it? I mean, there was so much there, and you got to see a glimpse of it, and that's what makes it so tough. Is if you like that, is because man, he was right there, and good for him, and he made his money, and he can go do it, and he came from an affluent family anyway. His dad has been very successful, so he didn't need to do it for the money and just stick around and beat the hell out of himself, and he's going to go on and have his life. I respect that, but I just selfishly as a football fan, I would have loved to see that career play out.
Exactly. And the last thing I wanted to say is, how about my Trojans, baby? Fight on!
All right, here comes
right?
mighty Fresno State this weekend. Be careful, Paul. Trojans are up to what, 7th in the country now? 7th overall. Yeah, Andrew Luck to me is, I guess, the most unfulfilled. If you don't like the word satisfying. The most unfulfilled potential. Can you think of another guy that's even in that conversation? I mean, there have been a lot of number one picks, whether it was Ryan Leaf or whatever, but that wasn't this. We saw it. And then, and I'm not mad. Like, I respect a man who can say, you know what, guys, I'm done. I'm walking away from the money. I'm walking away from the fame. We haven't heard from Andrew Luck. He hasn't been on TV. He hasn't been doing commercials. He just said, man, I'm good. I'm going to go live my life. I respect that. Is he only 29 now? No, he was 29 when he quit.
He was 29 when he stepped away.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. When we come back, I know I teased this earlier. I want to get into the Nebraska conversation. And how bad does it have to get where you got to fire a guy now and pay him $15 million, where if you wait 3 weeks, you save $7.5 million? That's how bad it got. That's what we're going to talk about next. I can tell you about Aaron Jones and International Protective Service. IPS protects my home. Their officers are incredible. They come by every day, and they watch my house. The bad guys are out there. The good guys watch my home. Property crimes on the increase. Officer shortage is a continued thing. And you see IPS's vehicles around town every day. Give them a call and find out what they're all about. They can give you highly trained armed guards or 24-hour patrols and keep the bad guys away. You've worked way too hard to build what you've got, whether it's your home and or your business. Protect it. Protect your family. Protect your livelihood. Protect you by calling IPS. Passionate about making Albuquerque a better and a safer place to live and work by watching your home, watching your business with highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols. Committed to Albuquerque and to your protection. IPS's number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420 or online at ipsglobal.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network.
Text line wants to know, where was Jason Elam in Annoying Peyton's Critical Podcast? Good one there. You know the beauty of that? Now I can see how you think it's annoying. I do. That's what they're offering you as options. Because plenty of people don't like Joe Buck. So if you don't like Joe Buck, you can listen to Peyton and Eli. If you don't like Peyton and Eli, you can listen to Joe Buck and Troy. You got options, baby. It also says on the text line, I'm just asking, did Andrew Luck have any major injuries or what? Yeah, he did. Was it his hip?
He ruptured his spleen.
Was he a ruptured spleen guy?
His internal organs exploded at some point.
But yeah, he did have major injuries. He's just like, yeah, I'm done, man. I'm done breaking myself. Got plenty of money. I'm gonna go live my life. I got to stand for education.
Okay, so this, I got it for you.
What
timeline?
It's a lot of things.
Okay, got it. Sprained shoulder.
Yeah.
Lacerated kidney.
Oh yeah, that's
partially torn abdominal muscle. It was.
So kidney, abdominal, yeah, that muscle, the abominable snowman muscle.
Yeah, it was. They beat the Denver Broncos, but he woke up the next morning and realized that he had lacerated his kidney.
It's gonna be uncomfortable.
Suffered a torn cartilage in 2016, concussion, had shoulder surgery in 2017. It's cost him the season. Yeah, it was rough.
Robert says, I had to stop watching Monday Night Football because Troy Aikman talks too much.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up. If you ask him what his favorite color is it taking 40 minutes to tell you about it? All right. See, that's the beauty of you got different things. You can watch it different places. Did the Monday Night Football crew seem a little weird? It was their first time away from Fox and with ESPN and ABC, and it felt weird. Like at one point, Aikman said, "Oh, you guys were on the other side," but he's like, "And I got a telestrator that doesn't work, but you can see, he's like, as you can see here, and I got a telestrator that doesn't work." And you just know the producer's going, "Troy,
Thanks, Troy.
Gave
Gave you a lot of money.
Yeah.
Chill out."
It feels like, it was weird, man. It was a weird broadcast on that site. It really was. AC says, "Fight on." Every time I hear the USC fight song, all I hear is, "This is the only song we know." Who was it that called it and said that? He says, "Damn it." All right, I want to hit the Nebraska thing. Scott Frost was going to be the guy. He was the perfect coach. He had insane success at Central Florida. He was a young, up-and-coming coach. He was a star in the glory days at Nebraska. He was the guy who actually looked like the damn logo, doesn't he? He looks like the Cornhusker, right? He like when back in the day, I always thought Phil Jackson looked like the Chicago Bulls logo back when he was with the Bulls. Scott Frost looked like the Cornhusker guy. He was coming home. He was going to save the program. They got rid of Frank Solich. They got rid of Bo Pelini, both of whom had winning records. But they're bringing this guy back to save Nebraska football. They fired him on Sunday morning after losing to Clay Helton and Georgia Southern. A Georgia Southern team that if it was on the Lobo schedule and they beat the Lobos, you guys would tell me how pathetic it is and lose your mind and quit Lobo football, right? If the Lobos lost to that Georgia Southern team, Lobo fan would lose their mind, correct? You tell me you're out. They're no good. Hell, if you lost to App State, who just beat Texas A&M, or you lost to Marshall, who just beat Notre Dame, you'd
About
still,
USC.
Yeah.
Like, good job, Clay Helton.
Yeah, Clay Helton was the coach at Georgia. At Georgia Southern, is the coach at Georgia Southern. So they fired him and gladly paid us $15 million for him to walk away. If they would have waited till October 1st, so today's the 13th, so they fired him on the 11th. So if they waited another 29, 30, 3 weeks, right? 21 days, whatever it is, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The payout would have dropped half. They would have saved $7.5 million. And that's how badly they want to get rid of him. That's the world of big time college athletics now, right? Around here, you get new helmets, and you got a reporter asking,
Where'd the money come from?
Who paid for the helmets? Well, where'd the money come from?
You just spray paint.
You essentially kept Bob Davie around, don't you think, for an extra year because of the buyout. You couldn't afford the $1 million. They just fed him $15 million to walk away. You saw Ed Orgeron last week laughing about when he got fired at LSU. He basically, well, not basically, he said, they called me in, they said, we're going to go another way, coach, but we're going to honor your $17.5 million. Which door you want me to go out? When do you want me to leave, right? You're giving me $17.5 million to walk out the bleeping door? Thank you. Now, Scott Frost, this is always the hard part. I hate this when it ends this way. Because when you hire an alum and it's celebrated like it was with him, Danny Gonzalez, with Rocky Long when he came back, if it doesn't end well, what does that mean for that person, that university, and their relationship?
You have to take a vacation, give it some time
to heal,
and then
you're welcome. You're welcome back. Scott Frost was beloved there, beloved in Lincoln. So I'm going to ask you a question on this, and I've really kind of been bouncing this around. You take traditional powers, right, and you look at where some of the traditional powers are: South Bend, Indiana; Lincoln, Nebraska; Norman, Oklahoma; Tuscaloosa, Alabama. How did they become powers in football over the years? And specifically in this one in Lincoln, can you rebuild it in Lincoln, Nebraska? Nebraska's got no true rivals. So really, they're playing them this week. It's Oklahoma. It's an old Big 8, Big 10 Southwest Conference rivalry. But when they took the money and went to the Big Ten, they've got no rival. Their closest school is not going to be SC and UCLA after Iowa. How do you recruit to Lincoln, Nebraska? What are you selling me? I remember when Bobby Newcomb went there out of Highland High School back in 1997, 96. And they were still a traditional power, and they were still on television. They were still going to Orange Bowls, and they were still relevant. And I remember Bobby just telling me that it felt right, and good for that young man. He went to one of the greatest programs in the history of college football. Are those fans just out of their mind to think that they can get back to that at Lincoln, Nebraska?
To a power, absolutely. It's not crazy to think that they can compete in the Big Ten West. So that's what I think still is pushing them to think.
Well, they think they're still that team. They still think they're Tom Osborne.
But they're not. But I think what even a level-headed Cornhusker fan is looking at is saying Northwestern, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, Purdue,
we can be as good as them.
They should be as good as those teams.
So, all right, I'm getting recruited. I'm a 17, 18-year-old kid out of Dallas, out of Florida, out of Southern California, out of Ohio. Those are the hotbeds. I want to go to Madison, Wisconsin. Great college town. They're still really good. I want to go to Michigan, Penn State, even Iowa. What's getting me to Lincoln, Nebraska?
And if you look at this roster, and I was reading some things on Nebraska, they're very transfer heavy. And so they're going to be...
As is everybody kind of now.
But they're going to get... Like, they have a transfer from TCU. They have a transfer from Texas. They have a transfer from Alabama. Like, that's how they're going to compete. Like, you might not be getting a lot of these freshmen right out of school. But how's Laramie getting basketball players? It's the same thing.
Yeah, but they're not attempting to get basketball players at that level, although they're doing it really well. So who?
But it's
all right.
that question for any 18-year-old.
That's fair.
It's
That's
going
fair.
from the
It's
Dallas
opportunity.
Fort Worth metro area or California to Laramie, Wyoming,
it's
to
totally
Lincoln,
fair.
Nebraska.
Totally fair. Totally fair. How attractive is that job? I'm looking at guys. Do you move from Iowa State to that job? Now, money will dictate everything, and obviously they've got an endless supply, like Live Golf, for crying out loud. I mean, it feels like Nebraska's never going to run out of money. They're paying everybody, so they just paid a guy $15 million to go away, and they're going to pay a guy, I'm going to assume, $5 to $6 million to come in, right? So, would you leave Iowa State? Is it about the money? Would you leave? Where are you going? Who's taking that job? And by the way, if the Lobos lost to Georgia Southern, what would it be like in here on Monday? That's a really good Georgia Southern team who just went to Nebraska. If the Lobos lost to App State or to Marshall, what would it be like in here? That would be losing your mind.
Those are... I think most people will get App State.
Okay.
Michigan, the block. Boone.
We're going back 17, 18 years ago. Yeah. By the way, game day is going to be in Boone, North Carolina this weekend.
Was that Troy App State game?
Troy App State. Yeah, how cool is that? By the way, there's going to be some Sun Belt games to watch.
App State won themselves College Game Day.
They won themselves College Game Day in Boone, North Carolina.
College Game Day was going to do A&M Miami.
That's right, until they beat A&M. They stole it from A&M. Did you see the charter going back to Boone had mechanical problems? The team had to stay back in College Station, but all the hotels were sold out. They went back to their hotel. Well, it was sold out, so they were spread out literally in meeting rooms and hallways, and they had no rooms for them. So they were sleeping in hallways and meeting rooms and banquet rooms, got up at 4 a.m. and flew back to Charlotte and then busted up to Boone. But they beat Texas A&M. I just, that game, them versus Marshall, them versus Georgia Southern, Marshall versus Georgia Southern. Throw James Madison in there. The Fun Belt is going to be good TV this year.
Here's another way to look at this as well. So the week 2 upsets that we saw. App State got $1.5 million and a victory.
Thank you.
Georgia Southern got $1.42 million.
Ooh, thank you.
And a victory. Marshall $1.25 million.
Thank you.
And a dub.
Yep.
Incarnate Word got $400,000.
Thank you to beat Nevada.
Weber State got $390,000.
Thank you to go up the street and beat their big brothers. Yep.
Eastern Kentucky
Who'd they beat?
got $350,000 for beating Bowling Green in 7 overtimes.
That was insane. Yeah. Thank you. Lobo's getting a bunch of money, $1.6 million next week to go to LSU. I'm just saying.
That seems light. 1.25 by Marshall. I'm like, pay up, Notre Dame. What are you doing
Yeah,
here?
it's probably an old contract. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Football is back.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Now, I think Russell Wilson, while he's not going to show it in press conferences, is going to play a big role in helping Nathaniel Hackett, helping his coaching staff calm down. Game management was bad from start to finish. We'll look at those goal line fumbles. Melvin Gordon, everyone's screaming, put Javonte Williams in there. And then he promptly fumbles on his goal line carry because there was a miscommunication
crazy.
and audible at the line. The offensive lineman did not know they changed it to a run play, so he was pass blocking, gets blued up. I think Russell Wilson, internally, practice field and everything, is going to take on a bigger role than it ever has in his career.
He needs to.
He'll play the PR game. Everything is great. Rah, rah, here we go. But he's got to be the one that settles that huddle, that says, let's get this going, let's get this tempo up. Because it wasn't a surprise to anyone. It's going to be loud. It's Seattle.
Okay, so
they practice. Yes, you practice with crowd. They didn't go through the entire week without practicing with crowd noise.
I hope not.
They didn't. Everyone does it, pumping music into their bubble, playing loud. It just looked so bad across the board.
As much as people want to give Pete Carroll a hard time about, well, he's not this or he's not this. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. He created whatever you had up in Seattle. Russell Wilson probably could kind of yield to his coach. Russell Wilson's in a situation now where people are looking to him, not the coach, because Nathaniel Hackett is a first-time head coach. And I think it's incumbent upon him, and I would even go as far as to say his legacy will be based on him becoming a different kind of a leader. He can't be nice Russ anymore. And just, Russ is a nice guy and loves everything and just goes along with everything. Because I'm not sure I got a guy who's won like that. Brady's not that guy. Rodgers isn't that guy. Elway wasn't that guy. Montana wasn't that guy. And now he's got a coach who doesn't have that experience, who Russ is going to have to take on more of a leadership role and in some cases have to be adversarial.
I don't even think necessarily adversarial.
Pick me a better word. I'll yield to a better word. Confrontational?
Not
combative.
I guess you're right.
I'm not looking to be, but in a situation where it's dictated.
You're right. That's the way.
I'll yield to a better word.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I just, as I'm fumbling, as I'm pulling a Melvin Gordon through this take that I'm trying to get at the goal line, I think it's more. You can't be a yes man.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm saying.
So that's exactly what you're saying. So I'm sorry for just
you're good.
blowing up your take.
You're good. No, I'm not looking to. He doesn't have to be aggressively adversarial, but when the situation dictates it, he's going to have to be a leader. Ken, good morning.
Good morning, guys. So I want to kind of expand a little bit on the fan base for Louisville football. And, thinking of tradition and just straight emotion of being let down time and time again and how we kind of protect ourselves from that emotion of being let down time and time again. So what we do is we just pretend it's not happening. We pretend there's not a game. We pretend that maybe the Lobos football doesn't exist right now because they just keep letting us down. We don't like that emotion. And so, again, I was at the game Friday, and it was an event. So I went for the event. I didn't necessarily go for the football. And actually, I had to talk the people into that I was going with to go to the football game. Yeah. It was an effort to talk these people to go, and we went, and we enjoyed it for what it was. They did not enjoy the football game, but they enjoyed the event, like I told you on my phone call, I believe, yesterday, that it was a fun event. We actually were very impressed by the vibe of the whole stadium. But to actually go for football, they're not interested in going back because they were very, very bored about the football. So, so we say, well, let's give this time, which is so true. We have to give it time. But it's not up to the fans to give it time for just this program. It's the AD giving it time. So here, Gonzalez is in his third year. We're averaging, 15,000 plus a game. How much time do you give Gonzalez? Of course, you give him the rest of the year. And then you start looking into next year. Is it still 15, 16 a game? That's the time that needs to be, asked from the AD standpoint. How much time do you give Gonzalez at 15,000? And we don't defy the odds here. Every single program of our level, Wyoming, Colorado State, if they're losing, attendance is going to go down. You have to put the horse in front of the cart. The horse is the team. The cart are the fans.
So I would ask you this.
cannot put the-
Yeah, because first of all, to me, there's not even a question. Unless this thing blows up, Gonzalez isn't on the hot seat to me, right? I'm giving him another year. But if you're going to fire Gonzalez in your mind because your average is 15,000, you better have a plan that's going to be better than that. Because I think you will lose a chunk of that fan base if you fire him simply because enough fans aren't going to the game.
Well, that's why all the other previous coaches got fired eventually. Everyone got fired.
Well, not only because of attendance, though. They didn't only get fired because of attendance. Now, that was a part of the equation. But if you're telling me that in year 3 the attendance has to be better than whatever the number is, and it's on the coach, then I need to hear somebody that's going to make it better.
Okay, then that's just common sense, right? That's common sense. But what is the answer? Then we go back to what Rocky Long said. Rocky Long said you need a miracle worker in here.
Yeah, maybe.
You need somebody to create a miracle.
Yeah.
And so that's true. But, it's not up to the fans to decide to give him time or not. It's up to the AD. It's up to the AD to sit there and say, okay, he's into year 4. And, year 3, we're at 500. We almost made a bowl game. Then absolutely, you sit there and say, we're close. We're close.
So let me ask you this.
We got to give him.
What was bad about the football that you didn't like? It was a 10-0 game at halftime. It was a team I thought that competed. I'll give you the offense struggled. Is that what it was? It was an exciting offense, or what was wrong with the football that you didn't like?
Well, it was a lot of 3-and-outs. It was a lot of Boise State being in our backfield, almost receiving the handoff. It just wasn't exciting football. I mean, it was 10-0. The Lobos, if they would have kicked that field goal, it would have been 10-3. That would have been a little more exciting. Yeah. It just is not exciting football. And if anybody says it was exciting football, okay. And believe me, I'm a Lobo fan.
Yeah.
I had to talk my friends to go. I did everything I had to do to get people to go to that game with me, and I did it. And we increased that attendance by 4 or 5. Okay, so then what do they say about it? Well, the atmosphere was fun. We had a good time out in the parking lot. It was fun during the game, during timeout. All those promotions were fun. It was kind of loud at times. But to actually just sit there and watch the football, they weren't that interested to go back. They're like, yeah, no, let's do something else. Okay, we'll do something else next weekend.
Got it.
So if it was up to me, I would probably go back to UTEP. But, I don't want to go by myself. And if the Lobos lose Friday night,
Saturday,
then you talk about people just not even looking their way. So we don't defy the odds here.
No, you're right.
New Mexico's no different than any other football program at our level. We're not at Florida State. We're not at Alabama.
That's right.
We lose attendance. We win, we gain attendance. It's that simple. Yeah. And I wish it wasn't that way, but that's just
no, I appreciate it, Ken. Yeah, and thanks for the call. Look, Nevada's got it. Wyoming's got it. Colorado State's dealing with it. San Diego State's dealt with it for years. Hawaii's dealing with it. I mean, everybody's kind of in that same boat. Hey, Marty, stay there. I got to take this final break, and then we'll come back, and I want to hear what you have to say on the NFL. We'll wrap it up on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years.
Assertive could be the word. I'll buy that for Russell. Where it doesn't have to be combative, or it has to be assertive. That's a good word. Thank you to the text line. Hey, the Lobos will have fireworks after the game Saturday. Expect a sellout, says the text line. Okay. Whose fan base are more full of themselves, Nebraska football or UCLA basketball? One fired 2 football coaches, 9+ winning games a year. One fired a basketball coach who went to 3 Final Fours. That's a good one. They're both full of themselves. Marty, thanks for holding. Good morning to you.
Hey, guys. It's Overreaction Tuesday.
Yeah, get in.
Week to week, fellas. Hey, on the Lobo football, there's been one constant. I've said it for, 10, 15 years? I don't know. However long I've called into the show, I think it's been the quarterback, the position of the quarterback. I'm not completely sold on Kendrick Miles. I'm not 100% on him. It's a wait and see. I'm not saying let's make a change. I'm just saying I didn't see anything on Friday to lead me to believe that he's going to be any better from any quarterback we've had in the past. And I think that's where coaches are hired and fired, is the quarterback position. And I think if Danny Gonzalez is fired down the road next year, 2 years from now, it's going to be that position. And I was a little disappointed in him when he got a transfer, an undersized transfer from Kansas. It's not a very good football program to begin with. And I saw the kid a little bit. I didn't see anything special. But again, I'm going to give him his time. I think he's going to do okay against the UTEPs of the world. It's kind of like levels, right? Dak does good against this team, can't beat the Bucs, right? I think that's how Kendrick's going to be. But what the program really needs, in my opinion, is they need a better quarterback. I've been saying this time and time again.
It's been a while. I think it's fair.
Yeah. How do you find? I think the D is outstanding. It's got Rocky Long's imprint all over it. I think it's outstanding. I mean, they played well enough to win that game, I thought, they gave out, a few bombs, but I thought, you know what, eventually they're going to crack because offense ain't doing anything. It's looking like a high school offense. And that's the thing. The last caller said, well, it's not exciting. Well, he's trying to coach that offense to what he has, right? He's not going to coach it like Tom Brady. He's not going to do that. He's coaching it to what he has. But it's on him to go find the player to maybe elevate everything, right? And I thought that's where he went. You know, when I heard transfer from Kansas, I don't get excited over that. I don't.
Well,
It's like,
and look, you've had transfers from other schools. JJ, what's the guy? Who's at James Madison right now?
Todd Centennial.
He was at Colorado State. He's over there doing well. He couldn't play well there. Like guys find spots and play well.
Not all the time though. Not all the time. I think that's a rarity. I think usually, if it didn't work out somewhere, look at Wilson. You know, the last couple of years, I don't know. It just hasn't worked. So why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep doing that? Let's get a freshman.
Because it's working in a lot of places. It's working in a lot of places, Marty. You admit that, right? That formula you see, like look what Fresno State did. Look what Nevada's done with transfer quarterbacks. It's really made a difference, and he's trying to strike it when he doesn't think he's got something here. He almost had that transfer, the junior college transfer that pulled out at the last minute that went to USC. It's worked in other places. Now it doesn't work all the time, and obviously it hasn't worked here yet. But I think that's fair. And the quarterback conversation, we've had this for so long. Why can everybody find a quarterback? And here we're going through it every Monday. We're asking who the quarterback is. Now I think you know who it is now. But yeah, it's been frustrating.
Yeah. Really quick on the NFL, you're not going to change Russ. That's who he is. So yeah, you're not. You know, like Mr. Dak there, Mr. Positive all the time, dude. Can you be negative once in a while?
Assertive.
Can you just
That's a good word.
pissed off?
Yeah.
Can you be a politician all the time? Can you say I played like shit? That's on me?
Whoa! I got to let you go.
Sorry.
Oh, I got the red button.
It happens when the Broncos play like that.
Gosh, that's such a good call. Hey, Marty's been calling us
Sorry,
for
Marty.
years.
It slips. I mean, it's first week of football. It's frustrating.
I got
Marty,
it.
call back next time.
I got the red button in.
Personal foul. Targeting.
That was a kicking on 4th and 5th. That's a 64-yard
That's a
field
targeting
right there.
penalty
for the next game.
5-day penalty.
Yeah.
What the heck? All right, he was passionate about it. The quarterback thing here, JJ. Look, how long have we been doing this show? I've been doing this 14 plus years. I've been in the market 26.
I think I've been a part of it like 12 now.
Yeah. The quarterback thing has been frustrating. Now, I don't know if I'm like I will die on this hill from last year. I think Terry Wilson was a good quarterback. You're going to go, Jeff, do you have eyes? Yeah, I don't think that was on Terry Wilson last year.
I watched that offensive line
That was
last
a
year.
bad offensive line. You're never going to convince me. You never will. That Terry Wilson was good enough to win 10 games in the SEC, but wasn't good enough to play at New Mexico. You're never going to convince me of that. Okay? You're just not. No matter how it turned out, no matter what he looked like, you won't. I want to give Miles Kendrick a chance. He looked good, not great in week 1. He looked less than good, not horrible in week 2. How's that offensive line? You just lost your right tackle. But JJ, we've had the conversation. Why can everybody in this league find a quarterback? Why does everybody every year? Wyoming keeps getting them. Nevada seems to find quarterbacks, transfer quarterbacks. Logan Bonner
Wyoming had one.
Wyoming had one. Yeah, that's fair. Well,
They had
no.
Josh
Well,
Allen.
no. Now they've had freshmen who were good that transferred out. What was the lefty? Well, they had Smith. They had the hyphenated name kid. It's a really bad way, but a hyphenated. No, they've had kids that they've recruited there that were good, young, and transferred out. Right?
I think the kid that was he from. I don't know if he transferred to Vanderbilt or did he transfer from Vanderbilt.
I think he went to Vanderbilt. Okay. But my point is, everybody seems to find one, and it's been a struggle here. We've been through. We were force fed Tavaka for 5. It seems like a decade. How good Tavaka is going to be based on that one drive at Wisconsin.
And I'm not as bullish on Miles Kendrick.
Yeah.
I think that was still a game. Boise State's better than New Mexico.
Yeah.
New Mexico competed, but the Boise State defensive line is still ahead of that Lobo offensive line. Now, look at them against UTEP, UNLV,
then we'll have an
Wyoming,
idea.
Colorado State. Those are the games.
Ray got about 40 seconds. Go.
Hey, I enjoyed the Lobo game. I don't know, like the last two callers, Ken, like he said, he didn't go to the football game. He went to an event. That's what too many people think about.
It's got to be
If you're
part of
gonna
it,
go
too.
to a football game, go to a football game, not an event. And Marty, I bet Marty wished they had a transfer portal in the pros for a quarterback. Thanks.
Yeah. Can somebody transfer over and be the Cowboys quarterback? All right, good. This is good today. This was good. Bronco fan, hopefully you feel better. You got some of that anger out. You feel better now?
about what?
You got some of it out today.
Kick what?
You can kick what? That's my favorite line of the day. Kick what? Yeah. Maybe you feel better. All right, here's tomorrow. Jerry Kill at 7:15. He's New Mexico State's football coach. Then head coach at UTEP. UTEP beat the Aggies last week. They'll be in Albuquerque to play the Lobos this week. Dana Dimmel, their head coach, right around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then 8:30 tomorrow, we'll talk high school football with Sebastian Noel. So we're full and jam-packed tomorrow, and looking forward to that. Today was terrific. Your content was good today. Your contributions were really good, and I think you and I both appreciate that. And having A. Marie back was nice today. Huh?
Back.
Yeah.
We're back.
We did hear from Steph today, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was nice of her to check in.
It's very nice.
Yeah, very nice of her to check in. I saw Eddie Haskell in the building today. He's back. And then we talk about being back. So, all right, what do I get tonight? I guess I get dinner with the aunt and uncle tonight if they make it in, huh? I get no action yet? No Tuesday night action yet? No Fun Belt? None of that? I get the baseball tonight. Dodgers clinched the playoff spot. How about that? That was a big deal. Am I still watching baseball? I am,
Yeah,
right?
Tampa Bay at Toronto. They play a doubleheader today. That's really good.
Enjoy it. It's good.
And, yeah.
Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward to follow that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4 o'clock. Isotopes baseball tonight. They play, is it the Sugarland Skeeters, I believe? You'll get that tonight.
Space Cowboys.
I mean the Space Cowboys because it's not the Sugarland
Skeeters was
Skeeters.
pretty good, too.
Skeeters was good. Actually, I like it better than Space Cowboys. Because they didn't go with Maurice. Welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be back. Missed you guys.
Adrian, great work. Big day for you today?
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing.
Here at Clark's Pets, we understand your pets. We take meticulous time to find out more about them. Dig deep into their world to understand their needs. We do research for knowledge of each pet, so you can trust Clark's Pets to provide you the best products and service for your pets, because we work hard to understand all of their needs. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.